countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Last year on our countdown show, we heard from Prince Buster. He told us all about the 10 Commandments of Man as given to woman by him, Prince Buster. That song was very popular and had a couple of answer records down Jamaica way. Laurel Aitken produced an answer record by an artist named Norma. The prince himself got into the action by producing Princess Buster and her 10 Commandments of Woman. But my personal favorite was recorded by Helen Fleming. Came out on the Blue Beat label in 1966 and it's called Eve's 10 Commandments. Give it a listen.
You shall no longer grieve, for here are the great commandments given by Mother Eve. You can take all of the commandments and throw them in the sea, especially by that Prince Buster. Now you can listen to me. Commandment 1 is be long. If you're willing to pay the price, Commandment 2 is whatever you do, be sure that you do it nice. This is the law I'm laying down. This is the law I'm laying down. Come all you men now, old and young. This is the law I'm laying down. Commandment 3 is you'll do it to me and me alone. That is understood. Commandment 4 is you'll come back for more. If Commandment 2, what you do was good, need to strive for Commandment 5. For what's in your empty pocket is your own. If by Commandment 9 you give me what's mine, I shall leave your empty pockets alone. This is the law I'm laying down. This is the law I'm laying down. Come all you men now, old and young. This is the law I'm laying down. By Commandment 6, you got to stop your tricks, pretending you don't see me on the road. For by Commandment 7, as the Lord in heaven, I have the right on sight to explode. 8, 9, and 10 is about the children. If they resemble their daddy, all is fine. But if you have some doubts and you want to find out, say it's a secret no man can know till the end of time. This is the law I'm laying down. This is the law I'm laying down. Come all you men now, old and young. This is the law I'm laying down. This is the law. This is the law. This is the law.
That was Helen Fleming, and she has the right on sight to explode. I know I wouldn't cross her. Perhaps the person most of us saw receiving the 10 Commandments was Charlton Heston. He got them as Moses in Cecil B. DeMille's 1956 blockbuster, The 10 Commandments.
Woe unto thee, O Israel! You have sinned a great sin in the sight of God. You are not worthy to receive these 10 commandments.
Charlton gets a bad rap for his strong conservative beliefs and involvement with the NRA. But truth to tell, he was a strong advocate for civil rights many years before it became fashionable. He was also the recipient of the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award and the Kennedy Center Lifetime Achievement Award. Never mind the fact he's in a couple of our favorite movies, including Touch of Evil, The Big Country, Planet of the Apes, and of course, Soylent Green.
Out for the planet, peanuts. Rocket some nighting out for the planet, peanuts. Zoom, 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 up in the air, up, zoom, up in the air. Rocket some nighting out for the planet, peanuts.
In the background, a song that might sound a bit odd that comes from beyond the cosmos. Here in Rocket number 9, by Sun Ra. He was born with the name Herman Sonny Blount. He had a dream where he was summoned by robed figures that told him to keep inside of a narrow beam of light, and they all traveled upwards until they reached their destination, the planet Jupiter. Herman Blount changed his name legally to Le Sonny Ra, but performed under the name Sun Ra. In 1952, he proclaimed that he was a citizen of Saturn, not of Earth, that he was not a human, but rather of an angel race. He was here to serve as the cosmic communicator, bringing the Creator's message to benighted Earthlings. Sun Ra serves as a good introduction to number 9 on our yearly countdown. Bill Carlisle originally recorded with his brother Cliff. Eventually Cliff started winding down his career, and Bill started his own group, which he called the Carlisles. Chet Atkins played guitar with them, and they were known for their novelty songs. But they also had their serious side. Bill's gospel number, Gone Home, became one of his most performed songs and later became the signature song of the Hee Haw Gospel Quartet. Here he is with his lighter side, our number 9 song, 9 Have Tried and 9 Have Died. Here are the Carlisles.
Well, 9 have tried and 9 have died, and you're gonna make it 10. If you put your cotton picking hands on my gal again, before you make another pass at her, you better call your next of kin. 'Cause 9 have tried and 9 have died, and you're gonna make it 10. I'm a plain old easy-going boy, just a living while I can. But like a kid with just one toy, I'm a one-woman man. I love to laugh, dance and sing, I love to have my fun. But I'll tell you fast, just one more pass, and your goose is good and done. 'Cause 9 have tried and 9 have died, and you're gonna make it 10. If you put your cotton picking hands on my gal again, before you make another pass at her, you better call your next of kin. 'Cause 9 have tried and 9 have died, and you're gonna make it 10. Don't even try to hold her hand. Now shuffle, it's your deal. You can have most anything I've got, but leave my gal alone. Just one more doubt and school is out. You can send your saddle home. 'Cause 9 have tried and 9 have died, and you're gonna make it 10. If you put your cotton picking hands on my gal again, before you make another pass at her, you better call your next of kin. 'Cause 9 have tried you're gonna make a change.
That was the Carlyles. 9 have tried and 9 have died. You're gonna make it 10. Bill Carlyle was married for 62 years to Leona King Carlyle. He entertained Grand Ole Opry fans right up until the end, which was on March 17th, 2003. We could use some great musicians who don't take themselves too seriously nowadays.
This is Cat Power, and here's number 8 on the Theme Time Radio Hour Countdown Show.
In the number 8 position are Maxine, Patty, and Laverne, the Andrews Sisters, and one of their biggest hits that was inspired by the boogie-woogie piano craze that swept through this country in the 30s and 40s. This became one of the most famous songs from that period and one of the Andrews Sisters' biggest hits. As a matter of fact, at the end of 1944, they had their own weekly network radio show called the 8 to the Bar Ranch, and I'm pretty sure they must have sung this on it. Here are the Andrews Sisters, number 8 on our countdown. Beat Me Daddy, 8 to the Bar.
In a little honky-tonky village in Texas, there's a guy who plays the best piano by far. He can play piano any way that you like it, but the way he likes to play is A to the bar. When he plays, it's a ball. He's the daddy of them all. The people gather around when he gets on the stand. Then when he plays, he gets a hand. The rhythm he beats puts the cats in a trance. Nobody there bothers to dance, but when he plays with the bass and guitar, they holler, oh, beat me, daddy, A to the bar. A plink, a plank, a plink, plank, plink, plank, a plunkin' on the key. A riff, a rap, a riff, rap, riff, rap, a riffin' out with ease. And when he plays with the bass and guitar, they holler, oh, beat me, daddy, A to the bar. He plays a boogie, he plays A to the bar, the boogie-woogie. That is the way he likes to play on his piano. And we all know that when he plays, he puts them all in a trance. The cats all holler hooray. You hear them say, beat me, daddy, A to the bar. In Texas, there's a guy who plays the best piano by far. When he plays with the bass and guitar, they all beat me up, daddy, beat me, daddy, A to the bar. The people gather around when he gets up on the stand. Then when he plays, he gets a hand. The rhythm that he plays puts the cats in a trance. Nobody there ever bothers to dance. But when he plays with the bass and guitar, they holler, oh, beat me, daddy, A to the bar. A plink, plink, a plank, plank, a plink, plank, plink, plank, a plunkin' on the keys. A riff, riff, a rap, rap, a riff, rap, riff, rap, a riffin' out with these. But when he plays with the bass and guitar, they holler, oh, beat me, daddy, A to the bar.
That was the Andrews Sisters and Beat Me Daddy, 8 to the Bar. They were very popular with the soldiers during World War II.
Hello, all you fellas, all over the world. Greetings from the Andrews Sisters. I'm Patty. I'm Maxine. And I'm Laverne. We're making these beat discs just for you.
Let's move on to number 7 on this year's countdown.
7!
This next song is by a woman named Jacqueline Taib, and the song is called Seven Heures du Matin. This song won her an award as Best Newcomer at the inaugural Midem in Cannes. She went on to write and compose for famous French artists like Michael Fugain, Fabienne Thibault, and Yves Montand. This song is all about waking up in the morning. The lyrics might be a little mundane, but they always sound more exciting in French. We'll play the French version and then play a little bit of the English translation. Here she is, Jacqueline Taib.
Il est 7 heures du matin, faut se réveiller. Oh, j'ai sommeil. pour se mettre en train. Je sais pas moi, quelque chose comme Talking about my generation. Ouais, c'est pas tout à fait ça. Je trouve plus ma brosse à dents. Quelle passée celle-là encore. La bleue est à mon père, la rouge est à ma mère, la jaune est à mon frère. J'avais pas vu ma brosse à dents. Tiens, on est lundi aujourd'hui. Ah, pour demain, j'ai un devoir d'anglais. J'aimerais bien avoir Paul McCartney pour m'aider. J'ai envie de mettre un disque pour embêter les voisins qui roupillent toute la journée. Quelque chose comme un bon Elvis Presley. Oh mais c'est vrai, celui-là il en est resté. Un peu d'eau sur la figure pour me réveiller. Le dodo c'est terminé. Je suis presque prête et ça va beaucoup mieux. Je mets mon Shetland rouge ou bien mon Shetland bleu? Mon Shetland rouge? Mon Shetland bleu? Mon Shetland bleu? Mon Shetland rouge? Ah, mon Shetland bleu? Mon Shetland rouge? Le bleu? Le bleu? Le rouge? Mon Shetland rouge?
As it's called in English, 7 a.m. Give it a listen.
A little water on my face and off I go. Better bye's over, I know. I'm feeling better and almost on my way. Which sweater shall I wear today? Which sweater shall I wear today? The blue one? The red one? The blue one? The red one? The red one? The red.
Wear the red one, Jacqueline Taib, Seven Heures du Matin. Another great example of French rock and roll. In June 2005, Jackie released an album, Jacqueline Taib is Back. But to some of us, she never left. We got a lot of letters after last year's countdown show asking us how we could leave out this number. So we're gonna make up for it this year and play Desmond Decker's song. It's tied at number 7, 007, Demalut Demashoot.
Shoot them a wheel. Ashanti town. Them a loot, them a shoot, them a wheel. Ashanti town. Root by the population. Ashanti town. Root by a bomb up the town. Ashanti town.
Ocean
shoot them away. Ashanti town. Good by the pan probation. Ashanti town. Good by a bomb of the town. Ashanti town. But if the town down. Ashanti town. Soldier get longer. Ashanti town. Good by a week and a week. Ashanti town.
That was Desmond Decker and his Aces in a song about the rude boy gangster ghetto culture in Jamaica. 007. I hear the number 007 and there's only one thing I think about. That music back there gives you a clue. It's the Ian Fleming character which he created and was later brought to life by Sean Connery. Ian Fleming only got to see the first 2 or 3 movies. He died in a car crash in August 1964, the same year that the third film, Goldfinger, came out. And so far there's been at least 18 others. But did you know that the most recent James Bond movie, Casino Royale, is the most successful Bond movie ever, earning over $450 million? Forget about a license to kill. These people have a license to print money. After 7 comes 6, so let's move to 6 days on the road on our countdown. This is Dave Dudley. Dave is from Spencer, Wisconsin, and like a lot of country musicians, he had to make a choice between music and baseball. Growing up, he played semi-pro ball. He had an arm injury and hung him his mitt and stepped behind the microphone. He recorded this song in Minneapolis. It came out on the tiny Golden Wing label. He became one of the singing spokesmen for truckers, recording songs like Truck Driving Son of a Gun and Trucker's Prayer. But this is where it all started, a number 2 country hit in 1963. This song could not be denied. It even showed up on the pop charts. Here's Dave Dudley, 6 Days on the Road.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and she's a-running like I never before. There's a speed zone ahead, well, all right. I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got me 10 forward gears on a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed a Jimmy in a whine. I've been passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. But it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have a lot of women, but I'm not like some of the guys. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. ICC is a checking on down the line. Well, I'm a little overweight and my logbook's way behind. But nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from her stack and that smoke's blowing black as coal. My hometown's a coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
That was Dave Dudley, 6 days on the road, having that 6-day work week, taking little white pills and passing everything in sight. A busman's holiday is a day off from work spent doing the things one usually does on the job. This phrase dates back to the days of horse-drawn omnibuses in London. The drivers of the horses were often also the owners of the horses. These animals were not only investments, but beloved parts of their family. The drivers would often take Sundays off and hire temporary drivers. They were so worried that these timps would treat their horses correctly that they would surreptitiously ride their own bus as a passenger to make sure the horses were not mistreated. This practice was so widespread that people would say busman's holiday when they meant doing something on your day off that you do all week at work.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
5 is the halfway point for us, but we're going to play a song that's about the end of the day. A song about when it's time to knock off work. You've heard this song in Warner Brothers cartoons. Carl Stalling used it all the time to denote the end of the workday. It's a song all about the 5 o'clock whistle. It was recorded by a lot of people, but I've always been partial to the way Ivy Anderson sang it with Duke Ellington. Here's Duke and Ivy, 5 o'clock whistle.
My papa's still in the factory, 'cause he don't know what time it happens to be. The 5 o'clock whistle didn't blow. The whistle is broke, and what do you know? If somebody don't find out what's wrong, oh, my papa'll be working all night long. Oh, who's gonna fix the whistle? Won't somebody fix the whistle? Oh, who's gonna fix the whistle? So my poor old pop will know it's time for him to stop. You ought to hear what my mommy said when Papa came home and sneaked into bed and told her he worked till 2:30, 'cause the 5 o'clock whistle never blew.
That, of course, was Duke Ellington, Ivy Anderson, and the rest of the orchestra. 5 o'clock whistle. Let's see if we've got anyone on the phones. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Bob. This is Jerry Blank.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cincinnati. I'm a long-time listener. I just heard you play 5 o'clock whistle by Duke Ellington.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was wondering if you have 5 o'clock Shadow by Dick Richards and the Nixons, one of my favorites. I think it was on the Constitution label. I'm not sure.
5 o'clock Shadow by Dick Richard and the Nixons? I think you're pulling my leg.
Yeah, it's a great record to shave by.
Well, we'll look for it for next year's Countdown show. Thanks a lot for listening.
Yeah, I'm a long-time listener. I might even get XM.
Do you know the count and the amount?
The count and the amount. $600 and 7 from the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Better luck next time. Thanks for calling, though.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Bye.
I don't know about that last caller, but I do know about the 5 o'clock whistle. Factories use whistles to announce the beginning and ending of shifts.
I give credit to General Motors. They put in 4 expensive animated smokestacks. So now at 2 minutes to 5, it's oh, we worked all day and now we're done. Moving up and down. Go home!
Last year, we had a little number puzzle for you. Well, we have another one. Think of a number from 1 to 10. Multiply that number by 9. Subtract 5 from that number. You probably have a 2-digit number, so add those 2 together. You should now have a single-digit number. If you don't, add the new 2-digit number together. If you finally have a single number, that number is 4. Unbelievable, right?
This is Amy Sedaris, and you're listening to The Countdown Show on Theme Time Radio Hour. This is number 4. Who do I sound like?
Here's a song about that number. Milton Brown and Musical Brownies on Theme Time Radio Hour. Milton Brown and the Musical Brownies here on our Countdown Show. While we're on the subject of number 4, here's 4 people who died while playing cards. Wild Bill Hickok, on August 2nd, 1876, he was playing poker with 3 friends in a saloon. Jack McCall walked in and shot Wild Bill through the back of the head. Wild Bill was 39 years old. He was holding 2 pairs, aces and eights, a hand that is since then known as the dead man's hand. In 1950, Al Jolson suffered a heart attack while playing gin rummy. Buster Keaton was stricken with a seizure in 1966 while playing poker at his home in Hollywood. And the man who fixed the 1919 World Series, Arnold Rothstein, was playing poker in the Park Central Hotel in New York City when he was shot in the stomach on November 4th, 1928.
Well, you dealt me a bad hand, baby. Now the deck is mine.
We're heading into the home stretch on this year's Countdown show, and don't forget to vote for next year's, though we might just take a look at all the numbers that are not between 0 and 10. I have a great song about 27 that I really want to play.
Now, on with the countdown. Number 3.
Number 3 was originally written by Ray Pennington back in the 50s when he was on the King record label trying to record rockabilly under the name Ray Starr. None of his records really took off, and he carved out a country career a few years later. One of the songs he wrote in that period became a big hit for Roy Dusky, but Sid Nathan remembered the song and had a habit of taking country songs and turning them into R&B songs, especially when he owned the publishing.
I know it don't hurt you. The money don't come out of your pocket. It comes out of mine. But God damn it, I don't like to see it fly out of there.
Well, Sid Nathan took Ray's song, gave it to James Brown, and James gave it a slightly different treatment than Roy Dusky did. Matter of fact, listen to just a second of Roy.
3 hearts in a tango. One heart will have to break.
3 hearts in a tangle. Now listen to the way James Brown puts it down. James Brown Three Hots and a Tangle here on Theme Time Radio Hour, your home for countless themes, numerous schemes, and infinite dreams. Wouldn't you know it? We got two selections at number 2. Almost poetic, isn't it?
Here is a two-headed monster with the body of a giant. One brain says kill, the other says love. You must see The Incredible Two-Headed Transplant in color, rated GP.
The first one is a song that first appeared in the movie Murder at the Vanities from 1934. This version's from about 12 years later, but even though it's from the mid-40s, it subtly refers to Prohibition. In the introductory verse, there's a line that says, people can be carefree and gay once again. That's especially important when you realize the subject matter is cocktails, and the song, which was written in 1934, was reflecting the relief people felt when Prohibition was eliminated the previous year. This version of the song has endured, even though one of the composers, Sam Coslow, hated it. It didn't stop him from keeping the royalties, however. What is it he hated, you might wonder? Well, it was the irreverent treatment given to the song Cocktails for Two by the great Spike Jones and his City Slickers. Let's hear what Sam Coslow hated.
Oh, what delight to be given the right to be carefree and gay once again. No longer slinking, respectably drinking like civilized ladies and men.
No longer need we miss a charming scene like this in some secluded rendezvous that overlooks the avenue, with someone sharing a delight, chat, this and that, and cocktails for two, as we enjoy a cigarette to some exquisite chansonette. Two hands are sure to slyly meet beneath the serviette with cocktails for two. My head may go reeling, but my heart will be obedient, with intoxicating kisses for the principal ingredient. Most any afternoon at 5, we'll be so glad we're both alive. Then maybe fortune will complete her plan that all began with cocktails for two. Most any afternoon at 5, we'll be so glad we're both alive. Then maybe fortune will complete her plan that all began with cocktails for two.
Spike Jones, Cocktails for Two. And just a reminder, that was all done live in the studio. A guy steps up to the mic to gargle musically, step back, the girl singer step forward, the entire band playing everything from violins to tuned bells, never missing a beat, all done live. There's a familiar saying, moving from the sublime to the ridiculous. Today we're going to go the opposite way. What we just heard was ridiculous, delightfully so. And now we'll move on to something sublime. The Reverend Utah Smith. Legend has it, he wore giant angel wings strapped to his shoulder blades when he performed this song as a street corner evangelist. I Want Two Wings. The Reverend Utah Smith.
like the sun. Put 1 feet on the sea, 1 on the land. Swore to him that live ever, that the time will no longer be. I got 2 ways. 2 ways. 2 ways. I got 2 ways. 2 ways. 2 ways.
That was Reverend Utah Smith, and he wants 2 wings. Well, we're fighting the clock now, trying to fit in all of the songs on this year's countdown show. We still got a couple left. 2 of them at number 1. It's a coveted position, and both songs deserve it.
It's number 1.
First off, one of the early recordings of a song written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller on their Spark record label from 1954, the Honey Bears, in a song called One Bad Stud.
Well, there's a one bad stud moved in my neighborhood. Well, one bad stud moved in my neighborhood. But he's big and bad, and I know he ain't no good. He don't wear no hat, don't wear no shoes. He don't wear no hat, don't wear no shoes. He just hang on the corner and sing old country blues. There's one bad stud, 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 one bad stud. If you like your baby, you kiss your baby goodbye. If you like your baby, you kiss your baby goodbye. All the girls I love in high school, I love in pop. Love good whiskey, love is rock and roll. Yes, he love good whiskey, love is rock and roll. It takes 10 balls to make that moon get high. Well, one bad stud, 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 one bad Well, he sold $10 and he locked that cat in jail. Well, he stole $10 and he locked the cat in jail. Well, he got my baby to come and pay his bill. He got big, big muscles, Lord, it look like a bear. Yes, he got big, big muscles, Lord, it look like a bear. When the cat get mad, you know I won't be there. But I don't want bad stud, one 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 bad stud.
The hard rockin' sounds of the Honey Bears, One Bad Stud. It's always hard to pick number 1 song. Matter of fact, we had so many. You know what I think we might do? Now, next week we're replaying last year's Christmas show, and the following week is New Year's. But our first new show in January is going to be all about number 1s, because I got a big pile of number 1 records here. It'd be a shame not to play them for you. So coming up in just a couple of weeks is our all number 1 show. And just to whet your appetite, here's one more for you. From Slayton, Mississippi. Grew up in a sharecropping community, listened to the radio, and decided to become a professional singer. Went down to Memphis in 1954. Kept hanging around Sam Phillips. He even ended up playing spoons on a couple of sessions. He got a co-writing credit on one of Elvis's Sun records, I Forgot to Remember to Forget. When Sam started a non-union label called Flip to test out new artists, he gave this guy a chance, and he released his first single. Didn't really catch fire, and this artist moved over to King and made some of the best rockabilly records that didn't come out on Sun. Here he is, the wild man himself, the tip-top daddy, got one hand loose and a free hand just swinging by his side. Charlie Feathers.
I'm a tip-top daddy and I'm gonna have my way, keep away from the corners, hear what I got to say. Hold one hand only, get ready for a ride. Give me one hand loose and I'll be satisfied. Give me free hand, baby, cause I wanna rock. Turn it loose in, baby, I won't blow my top. Give me free hand, woman, let it swing by my side. Give me one hand loose and I'll be satisfied. Hallelujah. But don't you cry me close, baby, this time is for real. Get ready for some rockin', take 'em up and cut 'em down. Give me one hand loose and I'll be satisfied. Give me free hand, baby, cause I wanna rock. Turn it loose in, baby, I won't blow my top. Give me free hand, baby, let it swing by my side. But give me one hand loose and I'll be satisfied. Keep away from the corners, hear what I got to say. Hold one hand on, get you ready for a ride. Get one hand loose and I'll be satisfied. Give me free hand, baby, cause I wanna rock. Turn it loose in, baby, I won't blow my top. Give me free hand, woman, let it swing by my side. Give me one hand loose and I'll be satisfied.
One hand loose, that's Charlie Feathers. We're going to have to do a cold show, just so we can play Defrost Your Heart. Well, as we told you last year, a countdown doesn't end at 1. It ends at 0. And there aren't a lot of songs about 0. Lucky for us, Elvis Costello wrote one. Elvis wrote this song about a guy named Oswald Mosley after seeing him interviewed on television. It was a particularly English subject for a song. And when his album came out here, everybody thought it was about a different Oswald. I asked him about that. This is what he told me.
Well, Bob, it's funny you should ask me that, but I wrote this song in 1976 after watching a late-night BBC interview program at which the filthy old fascist Oswald Mosley was failing to account for his sins. He was being kind of tolerated on this late-night show and making all of his rabble-rousing and hatred sound entirely respectable with the benefit of hindsight. And I got indignant and wrote this song. And it mentioned to Mr. Oswald, although I wrote a sort of fantastic story around the, his life story. And when the song was heard in America, people misunderstood it because the most famous Mr. Oswald in American history was, of course, Lee Harvey Oswald. So in a fit of youthful bravado, I wrote an entirely other lyric overnight before playing in Dallas for the first time.
Here's Elvis Costello and the rare Dallas version of Less Than Zero. And by the way, this is the song that he starts playing and interrupts before going into Radio on Saturday Night Live.
Janet takes a cold stop in succession while her husband rides a bumper in the president's recession. She's on the screen as she looks up from giving head. Miss Adam never dad lover throws her on the bed. Teacher, she's alive and suddenly is dead. The teen and the wife and someone suspecting her. So I'm a woman. That thing that I got no respect, but everything is bad. zero. Hey, hey, hey. Calling Mr. Oswald, calling anyone at the scene of you. Taking home movies, there's a chance you might have seen him. There's 1,000 nations, every witness in a file. Jenna puts on some coffee and she comes back with a smile. She says, I need a South America, strong and Elvis style. Turn out the TV, the wireless, some are suspecting, but your father won't detect it, so your father won't do. They think that I got no respect, but everything is fast and zero. Hey. And it turns and looks away. A man upon a basement out of the USA. She says, let's talk about the future now, but the past away. Turn out the TV, the wine, some are suspecting, but your father won't detect us, so your father won't do. They think that I got no respect, but everything is last and zero. Hey, 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 hey,
That was Elvis Costello and a song originally about a fascist and then about an assassin, Less Than Zero. Well, we've counted down from 10 to 0, and you know what happens at the end of a countdown? I got to blast off.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
I'm going to get out of here. You have yourself a happy holiday. We'll see you in the coming year, starting off with our #1 show, and we got a few other surprises for you. We'll be back before you know it. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.
So dial our way next time. We'll be here at our stand with your favorite man and music, your Mr. Record Man.
Thanks for listening to Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan. Produced by Eddie Gorodetsky. Associate producer, Ben Rollins. Continuity by Eats Martin. Editor, Damian Rodriguez. Supervising editor, Rob McCumber. Research team, Diane Lapson and Bernie Bernstein. With additional research by April Hayes, Callie Gladman, Terrence Michaels, Sean Patrick, and Lynn Sheridan. Librarian, Robert Bauer. Production coordinator, Debbie Sweeney. Production assistance by Jim McBee. Special thanks to Randy Azradi, Coco Shinomiya, and Samson's Diner. For XM Radio, Lee Abrams. Recorded in Studio B in the historic Abernathy building. Studio engineer, Tex Carbone. This has been a Grey Water Park production in association with Big Red Tree. This is your announcer, Pierre Mancini, speaking. Join us again next week for a special encore presentation of Christmas.